After slipping from the clutches of Barristan Kench, our heroes fought off a patrolling group of Silver Rock soldiers, took them captive, then set them free as they made their way to the home of a bubbly gnomish smuggler named Flix, who took a shine to the crew. With her help, they were able to rest up and make passage towards Dragon's Rest through the Fey Runner's Nexus, an arcane realm with many exit points in the material world. In the Nexus, they came across a terrifying creature that turned out to be Flix's former partner, Gender, who had fallen into the abyss of the Nexus and was transformed into this hulking beast that feeds on the arcane energies. Driving him and his displacer beasts away, our party made a quick retreat from the Nexus through a portal leading to the outskirts of the town of Riverrun. All right, so you've made it basically back to the outskirts of the town of Riverrun. You can kind of see it off in the distance, or you can hear it off behind you. You're in kind of this little wooded glen just outside the eastern edge of the town, which is kind of a town divided by a river.
Okay.
We were on the eastern side?
Yeah, you're on the eastern side of the river.
What did we just come out of?
As the portal closes behind you, it takes a couple of seconds after you guys get out, but Flix eventually kind of shakes her head and realizes, oh, right, we're all out, and presses her ring to a tree, and you can see another large knotted oak tree that basically the knot, which is a big purple Rick and Morty portal hole right now, just sinks in and closes out. You notice that Flix is relatively shaken from the experience.
Is everyone all right? Does anybody need healing?
Gibbling fine.
Mm.
I'm all right.
Ismo? Wolfgang?
Bit shaken up, but I'll be okay.
Flix? You got hit pretty bad in there.
You can see that there's some blood kind of dripping off the side of her head. Huh? Oh. She kind of wipes it with her finger. Suppose I did.
How many fingers am I holding up? I hold up 2 fingers.
Looks like 2 to me.
Okay, we're good.
So are we in a relatively private space, or are we out in the open?
You're in kind of a wooden glen. Nobody seems to be paying you any mind right now, because you're just kind of off in the woods, just on the outskirts of this town.
Okay.
So, what now?
We can either stay here, rest up, gather our strength, and then push south, or we can just start pushing south now.
What time is it right now?
Looks kind of mid-afternoon, maybe very early evening. It's kind of hard to tell from the woods.
I'm going to cast Druidcraft to predict the weather for the next 24 hours.
All right. As you do that, you begin hearing a very non-distinct language escaping the vents of T-Wig, obviously chanting in Druidic, as their eyes glow, and bing! You hear kind of a ding on the inside. You now know that the weather over the next couple of days... is it the next 24 hours? Or
24 hours, yeah.
Okay. In the next 24 hours, tomorrow is going to be entirely overcast. Today it is partly cloudy.
Okay. And any chance of rain?
There is a moderate chance of rain tomorrow, but not huge.
Okay.
If we want to just rest outside, we can. There's not going to be any rain.
It's good to know.
Above, how long did it take us to get from Riverrun to Dragon's Rest on a cart that we went on last time?
Through the cart, it took you about a day. On foot, without the cart, it might take you a day and a half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe we should make camp.
Okay.
Since you can't go through that again, can you, Flicks? With that guy hovering in there.
I'd rather not, if that's okay.
That's fine. You can hunker down for the night. You're
Aye.
kind enough to show us the path, albeit as dangerous as it is. Looks like you got some problems in there.
I suppose I do. She looks around and starts to kind of realize where you are. Oh, I know a fella around here.
Do you?
Aye.
Do I know him?
Do you know Jimmy?
Do I know Jimmy?
Yes, you know Jimmy. Jimmy Allrights.
I
Oh,
believe
is that
you
the
met him
guy?
in the
Is that the
second
guy?
episode.
Is that the guy I met?
Yeah. I
Jimmy,
mean,
Allright.
you know him. You used to run some protection gigs for him. You used to he used to be your fence. Like he's the guy that you, like if ever you picked something or if somebody dropped something and you managed to acquire it, you would typically go to Jimmy as your fence.
Jimmy's still fencing?
Aye, and information broken.
I mean, that always comes with fencing, so it makes sense. Is he open right now?
As far as I'm aware, he's always open.
All right, let's go to Jimmy's then.
Wait, we cannot be out in the open like this.
What?
Aye, if people are looking for you, you'll have to be a little less discreet.
That's true.
Luckily, Wolfgang's in a disguise, and Denier has the Cloak of Incognito. T-Wig and Asmo. Asmo, you have that Amulet of Alter Self. But T-Wig is the one that will need to...
I can for a while if you want to go
Asmo
into the town.
tosses the Amulet of Alter Self.
To T-Wig?
It's a T-Wig.
Okay, I'm gonna want this back. The thing is, I can bullshit my way if anyone notices me. You are so noticeable.
You know,
With
I
you being
could just
made of
make
metal and everything.
I could just make T-Wig invisible for a while.
Make me invisible instead.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I mean, don't you have to hold on to T-Wig the whole time for the invisibility to work? Or how does that
No.
work?
Above game, how does it work?
Basically, just cast the spell, and it lasts for as long as the spell lasts.
I do still have polymorph, but I just feel nervous using it in a non-defensive sort of way.
Osmo,
What?
do you know how many people like yourself are around here? Or are you the only one?
Snake people. How many snake people live in Riverrun there, Nick?
Not many.
Nah, stick it like a sore
In
thumb
fact,
here.
probably 0.
All right, never mind. It was well.
In the whole
In this region
In the whole
over
south.
here,
yeah.
in the whole south, there are a few, but they're mostly out to kind of the southeastern direction, kind of mid-southeast. They live kind of in the swamplands. That's typically where they come from, and where they're kind of a tribal people.
Mm.
But occasionally, some will make their way out into civilization.
I'm going to put my hand on Asmo's snout, and I'll cast Prestidigitation to turn him green.
Making them look a little bit more newt-ish.
Yeah, more like a tree snake and less like Asmo.
Alright, so
Boot
now-
my snoot.
Yeah, now you're more of a green lizard person.
And there you go. And now you can use that. There, T-Wig.
Oh, okay. How do I use this?
Well,
How do I use?
see, I need to check my notes again to see if it requires attunement.
I know it's 1 charge per day, I believe.
It is it is a 1-use thing per day that refreshes at dawn.
And it's Alter Self.
In my notes, it does not mention anything about attunement, so I'm guessing it just kind of goes from the beginning.
Okay. How long does it last? Would we know that information?
The same as the spell, I believe. Alter self 5.
Darn.
Pretty sure it's like up to an hour.
Okay, let's go with that because I don't want to have to. to disguise myself would require concentration, and that worries me, because if something goes wrong, then I'm out in the open. Okay. I am going to take the gemstone, and I'm going to think about a form that I think would be very appropriate for me. Kind of delve into my psyche and think about all the experiences. I'm thinking an elf of some kind.
Okay, roll me an insight check while you're attempting to formulate yourself here.
18.
As you're pondering on this and as you're thinking, you get a few flashes. Like some images cross before your eyes. The image of the Whistlestein Spire, you staring up at it. And when you open your eyes, you look down and you have kind of these brass scales on your hands.
Heh.
You are a brass-scaled dragonborn woman.
How do I look?
Different.
Like a dragonborn.
I like touch my face. Whoa. It's like gummy. This is weird. I feel so vulnerable and flammable too.
Actually, you're quite inflammable.
That means it's not flammable then.
Inflammable means flammable.
What a country.
Try not to bite your tongue.
Oh yeah, I have that one now.
Yeah, you have sharp, pointy fangs.
Oh jeez, Asma, I have like these things like you have. Look at these.
All the better for eating meat. It's how you can rend flesh from bone.
Oh, that's cool. I can do that already, but that's still pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Wolfgang? And I just extend my arms out.
You look like a dragonborn.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Yeah, it's really observant there.
T-Wig, you look
Yeah.
neat.
Hey, thank you so much. And I just give Dinier a big hug.
Dinner hugs back.
Alrighty, Flex, take us to... I know where Jimmy is around here. Let's go.
Giblin gonna hang back here with Yumi.
Oh, sounds like a good idea.
Hide in the shadows.
Yeah, Gibling's still kind of holding a knife to Wallace's neck. Back
Here.
in shadows, Yumi. Back
If
in
anyone,
shadows.
if anyone asks, he lost a bet.
Yeah, him lose bet hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give Wallace a good berry and Giblink a good berry. I have some left over.
Gibling
Yes.
holds them.
Just come out of your mouth instead of your headpiece.
No, he's also you're also Pez dispensing, even like this.
Just shoot it out like a shotgun shell, like ha!
Reverse Tarask this.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you guys head into the town of Riverrun.
Here we go.
I am just skipping. I am so happy right now.
Yeah, the muscles on your body, like they stretch and contract. It's strange. It's a different feeling.
Oh, so weird. Do I have a tail?
You do.
Fuck yeah! Awesome.
You make it kind of halfway into the western side or the eastern side before the bridge. You do notice that there is a guard post at the bridge, but luckily Jimmy Allright is on the eastern side of the bridge. And
Excellent.
yeah, you pop in through his through the door there. The little bell rings. Ding ding ding. You see a messy-haired halfling with freckles kind of like look up from the table. He holds his hands up, and you notice that he has two right hands.
The man with two right hands.
Yep. Hello, welcome to Jimmy Allright's All Right Pawn Shop, where the prices are... Oh, hey, Flicks, how's it going? Hey, Jimmy. How do you doing? Oh, you know, I'm doing good, I'm doing good. You brought some friends with you, it looks like.
Hello.
Hi there. Welcome to Jimmy Allright's All Right Pawn Shop.
Hey, Jimmy, just so you know.
You sound familiar.
You say we all
Closed
sound
door
alike?
behind us.
Are you saying we all sound alike?
I haven't met many snakes. I've only ever met two of...
Because we do.
Okay. help you? As you're like leaning over him, just looking down, he's looking a little nervous around you now.
We're looking for a way to get into Dragon's Rest that's, you know, out of the eyesight of the local guards. You know, they make everything slower, right?
I take it these guys are running security for you, Flix. Aye, you could say that. I'll see what the wisps have for me, but I might be able to procure a way.
For 6.
Yeah. 6, 1, 2, 3.
2
4.
others are elsewhere. Don't worry about them.
Okay. You got it. You got anything? Got anything for me, Flix? Oh, Jimmy, of course I do. You know me. She sets a bottle down on the table. It's that same bottle that you were looking at before, T-Wig, full of the black smoky ichor.
Right. Yeah.
Might do good for some of your patrons. Oh, looks at it. You mind? Oh, feel free. Pops the cork on it, and the room begins to fill with a dark smoke.
Not bad.
Corks it up.
I'll cast Druidcraft to puff the air from me.
All right, the air just kind of flumes out of the front door. Oh yeah, that'll cause a nice distraction. How much? How much you looking for it? Oh, what could you possibly do for me there, Jimmy? She kind of like brushes her finger across his face, and he blushes noticeably. Oh, hey, I could probably give you like 500 for it. 550. You drive a hard bargain. And he drops he goes into like a drawer and starts clanking together some coins and sets a sack of coins on the table. Pleasure doing business, Jimmy. Mind if we wait in back while you figure out if there's a good way for us? Sure, and feel free to browse around. Any friend of Flix is a friend of mine, and of course
question.
you get the standard discount.
What's the tallest trench coat with a hood you have?
That is a very odd question.
Just curious.
But I have an answer. He goes over to a rack and flips it around. You notice that there's like a big, quote unquote, like incognito clothing area. And he pulls out one that looks to be fit for a Goliath, sets it down. It's about 7.5 to 8 feet tall.
Perfect. I'll be taking. How much is this?
For this one, well, for a friend of Flix, I could offer that for I suppose 25 gold.
All right, 15 gold it is.
I said I would rather the 25 that's with a discount.
Oh, 25 with a discount? That's crazy.
It's 25 with a discount. This thing would normally go for like 30 washed.
What rich man would wear that?
Nobody. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna take it.
Fine, 15.
There we go. Thank you.
What makes up the shop? Like, if you had to pick out particular bits and baubles.
The outward appearance of it's typically just like this ramshackled pawn shop. It's got a bunch of doodads, a bunch of used weapons and armor. But due to the fact that he's buying fenced magical items, that he probably has some magic shit that he's willing to show you.
Okay.
But that's all the under the table kind of stuff.
Do you happen to have any leaning forward and whisper necromancy spells?
Oh, that's incredibly illegal around here, but he looks through. You're looking for spell scrolls specifically?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, you have Daenerys' attention now.
Let me flip through my random spell generator. And see. Spells 5. Sorry, here we are. He starts going through a drawer that seems to be full of a bunch of different types of scrolls, and trying to look through and remember what one's what. I'm gonna roll him. Actually, you know what? For the sake of this, you roll me a d20 because I want this to be based off your luck rather than his.
Oh, okay. 13. Oh, that's a lucky number.
That's actually pretty good for necromancy. All right. So for that, he's going to pull out a. Oh yeah, he pulls out one that he's kind of like tentatively sets down. Pulls out another one, and for a 13, and then 2 more scrolls. All right, he holds one out that's just like this black paper. All right, I found this one from. Well, let's just say he didn't want to leave a name, but
That is fair.
yeah. He holds it open, and just like the sight of this scroll is like, I don't know, it kind of makes a chill run down your spine. This one right here, if you use it around a body, it'll bring it back for a bit as your mindless slave.
Get that one out of here. I don't want
Okie
that.
dokie. Okay.
Nothing
No,
more
no
interesting,
true
please.
necromancy.
Wolfgang
Gotcha.
visibly cringes.
Okay. Sorry, didn't know what we were going for here. You just say necromancy. I thought, hey, what's more necromancy than that?
Moving along, friend.
Of
Not
course.
interested.
Of course, here you go. Pulls out another scroll. This one is a scroll of inflict wounds.
No, not me.
Okie doke. Not sure what sort of necromancy you're looking for. One is of blindness, deafness.
No.
How much?
Okay. Let's see, 200 gold. I can get it to you for 150 because you're friends with Flix.
Deal. Denier hands over 150.
All right, works for me. That's what adequate pricing is all about. And then he has 2 scrolls of chill touch.
Ugh, no, bust. Thank you, though.
I'm sorry if there's anything in particular you're looking for. Just let me know and I'll keep my eye out.
Yeah, no worries. It's fine. Thank you, though.
Okie dokie.
Then Denier steps forward. I'm looking for either evocation or abjuration. Primarily abjuration.
You guys need to be a lot more specific with the kind of stuff you're looking for. Like, I got scrolls here. I got things that do things, but okay.
You got something that can banish something to a different plane?
Maybe. Let's see. Go ahead and you roll me a d20.
I imagine this halfling to be like Bob Ross, but with freckles.
Nope,
Oh!
that's a nat 1.
Ouch. All right, he's looking through. Got some things that summon things, but nothing that sends it away. In fact, some of these things would probably do well if they had one of those. Oh boy, don't want that. Sets it back down.
I got you. Let's see. Specifically, like, what Denier's looking for is he's just looking for more abjuration spells if he has anything. I'm looking.
Let me see what he has in terms of this. I'm gonna give a quick roll just because of your nat 1. It's not going to be particularly great, but
Yeah, but any spells are good.
that's fair.
Oh, no.
There's one pretty good one. He has a scroll of stone skin.
Let's see.
Stone skin, 4th level abjuration. Until the spell ends, the target has resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage, concentration up to 1 hour, range touch.
The components on it are deadly though. Does he have dispel magic or absorb elements? Just curious. And if he does now, I'll leave him be. I won't press anymore.
Let's see. Dispel Magic has a pretty high chance, although it would also be in high demand for somebody like him. So roll me one more d20.
Okay. 8. Not very lucky today.
Yeah, I'll say with an 8 just because he is a shop that's geared towards, magical criminals. He does have 1 scroll of Dispel Magic.
All right.
I could get that. This is my last one. I'm afraid I can't really offer a discount on it. Supply and demand. I could get it to you for 300.
Tell you what. 225 and 2 vials of mimic acid.
Mimic acid.
Mimic acid.
Let me see.
He pulls out the vials of acid and sets them on the counter. Gathered from the stomach of a dying mimic.
He kind of uncorks it, sniffs a little. Oh, yeah, definitely dying. Kind of holds out a bit of like rusty chain. Drips 1 drop onto it and it sizzles, and the chain, like the link, kind of cracks. Corks it back up. 225 in these 2 vials.
Yep.
I can make that work.
Good deal.
He takes the 2 vials and sets that aside.
And that will do it. Daenerys
All right.
happy.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
Above game, real quick. Can I try and get the blaster knuckle? How I gotta try and find shells for that, or do I have to go through?
Basically, all you really need are plugs of black powder.
Okay.
And if you you might be able to find some black powder here, just because Jimmy does sell thieving equipment and stuff. And sometimes the best way through a lock is just pop it.
Alrighty.
Hey, real fast, Jimmy. You got black powder, by the way?
Yeah, I should. How much you looking for?
How much should I ask for?
I'm going to say that it's going to cost about 5 gold per round.
Give me about 50 gold worth.
All right. He packs them up in he goes over to what looks to be kind of like a free scooping area and just
He's in the bulk area of the shopping market.
pretty much just taking a scoop and just dumping it into kind of a burlap
You
bag.
ever walk past? You ever walk past the Smarties? Or the
Tying it
candies?
off, weighing it.
It's right next to the candle section.
He sets it down. He sets the I'm guessing about 10-pound bag in front of you. There you go.
Score. Now I have
So you
exactly
have, you have
420 gold.
Blaze.
And praise. That's why I'm green, baby.
You remind me of someone.
Don't be racist.
Sorry.
Go over, Wolfgang. You want to buy something?
I don't really need anything. You got any scrolls of coordinate arrows, flame arrows, lightning arrows, acid?
Let's see here. That'd be evocation, correct?
Transmutation.
Transmutation.
Oh, I whispered that, by the way, into his ear. Sorry.
I made note of that.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my god. Yawning like crazy right now. I don't
Wake
think I'm
up,
getting
Kurt.
enough air. I'm not getting enough air, guys.
He's dying. All right, let me roll something for him real quick. Not bad. He doesn't seem to have any of those, but he does have a couple scrolls of magic weapon. Touch a non-magical weapon, it becomes magical with a +1 attack and damage rolls until the spell ends, which is up to an hour.
I think all of our weapons are magical.
You might be right.
Don't need it.
Okie dokie.
I'll be fine with what I got.
Fair enough, sir. That's a nice eye patch you got there, by the way. Very, very handsome, very defining.
Mm.
Hey. He's just kind of standing there awkwardly as you four are just like standing around the shop. Flix has already gone into a back room.
What else do we need here?
I mean, I don't know what we need.
We got camping supplies.
I point both my thumbs at myself. And then finger crossbows at Denier.
Yeah, we don't need anything about that.
Or perhaps we could crash here.
Yeah. Flix is just off resting in back. And I'm gonna shoot out a message through the network when I'm able.
Okay.
If you're offering.
Yeah. Go right ahead.
Only one thing. What about our friends in the woods?
They're free to come in too. If they want to.
Tell me, Jimmy, do you
yes.
have protection against scrying inside of this place?
Oh, I'd run a pretty poor operation if I didn't.
Good. Had to double check. If not, I was going to set it up.
Well, thank you for the offer.
I have a feeling that you and I are going to be business eventually.
Well, if you're getting in with Flix, then more than likely you're right.
No. Like, can you tell me about her?
Oh, she's well, you know, she's one of the greats out there. Just you know, she's good at finding things. She's good at getting things. She's good at delivering them.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
No! 7! Damn it!
Yeah, she's really good at what she does. It's terrible what happened to her partner, though.
I think we just met him, actually.
I thought he was dead.
Oh, he is.
I was gonna incite what he said earlier as well.
What about?
Oh, what Monty was doing, but I also got a 7.
Well,
And in
7s
the
and
end,
13s, Monty, huh?
It doesn't even matter.
Combined, they're a soft 20.
Combined, you are correct. Yeah, he from what you can tell, he's just genuinely singing the praises of this girl, though.
Then I would say that we speak for the moment, decide our next move, and then make it.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Jimmy Allrights, with one of his right hands, kind of points off to the this like curtain of beads that seems to lead off into the back room, or the back area. Feel free to walk on through. Then, if you'd like to go chill with Flix, and I'll put my feelers out for you guys. Let her know that I'm doing this free of charge.
By the way, I'm gonna go head out and pick up the other two and bring them back here. That's kind of why I got this giant cloak.
Oh, sure, no problem. And actually, at this moment, Flix pops her head out. Oh, by the way, Jimmy, if you're going to put out your feelers, try to let old Gasbag know that I'll be meeting him in about 2 days down in Dragon's Rest. And let him know I expect full payment. And she pops back in. Okie dokie.
Insight check. Can I insight check again?
On him?
Both of them.
Go for it.
Specifically him. Come on. Yes! 21!
He has a massive crush on her.
Oh my god. I just walk through the curtain excited, kind of just like tapping my fingers together.
Just giddy.
Denier follows the brass dragonborn.
Yeah, Wolfgang follows as well.
Yeah, the beads kind of clink behind you as you walk through. All right, and you follow the hallway back to a fairly comfortable sitting room. Looks like there's a couple of stuffed chairs, a table in the middle with like kind of a round table with 6 chairs around it. Bunch of pocked knife marks in it. Looks like this table is used by a bunch of people for various things. And Asmo, you head back out.
I toss the cloak to Giblink.
All right, put this on. Pull it over. They'll just assume you're 3 kids in a cloak or something.
All right, you heard him, Hume. Put it on.
Hey, Giblink, you're gonna be the head, just so you know. So you're gonna have to steer him.
I was ready for that one.
Follow me.
Yeah, Wallace starts putting it on. Oh my god, it smells terrible.
Yeah, I think someone died in it.
It smells like it.
Yeah, stop
Throws the
complaining
hood
about
up.
it or someone else is going to.
Okay. Ties the belt around to cover up his face. His face is entirely covered by this thing, so he's just breathing in this old Goliath stench.
Ugh.
And Giblink proceeds to attempt to steer him. Very well, actually. His handle animal check was high.
Deja vu. I've just been in this one.
Yeah, he has him running into town, does a quick drift around a corner.
So it's like Rabbit when we're on detective work.
Yeah.
Inside jokes.
Yeah.
And,
So Asmo wanders back.
Yeah, Asmo, you lead Giblink and Mansuit Wallace back to Jimmy Allrights. And Giblink has to, like, duck his head going through the door because they're a bit taller this way. Hello, welcome to Jimmy. Oh, it's you. This must be your friend. Hey.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, must be a big guy to need that coat. Where's your other friend?
Believe it.
Giblink pulls down the cloak. Oh, wow! Jimmy was not ready for a tiny goblin head to poke out of the top of that.
Meet my friend, Big Gobbo.
Hey, me Giblink. Jimmy Allrights.
He's very tall, be careful. Got very long arms.
You have hide room. Yeah, that way.
Go that way.
Okay, like, he kind of, like, you see Giblink, like, jerk to the side as the body turns and starts walking. You have
Alrighty,
strange
then,
friends.
You don't even know the half of it.
Huh?
Much like him, me and him understand it's not easy being green.
Asmo walks through the beads.
As you're walking through the beads, the door jingles and opens behind you, and it is a brown cloaked man with a hood. Oh, good, I was waiting for you. As you're walking down the hallway.
Can do perception of the guy. Just peek my eye at him real fast.
Do you want to hide and watch, or do you just want to see this dude?
Look, I'm just looking over my shoulder.
Okay, go ahead and do a perception check then.
9.
It's a little too dark in this shop, and you were just outside, so your eyes are still kind of adjusting, so you can't make out the face at all. But if you like stuck around and tried to like watch what was going on here, you might be able to pick up on it. Do you decide to stick around, or do you decide to continue onward?
Continue. You know what? I'm gonna lean right beside the door and just have my ear hole open.
All right. Do you want to try to be hidden, or do you just want to just chill there?
I'll be hidden.
All right, stealth.
I walk through the door around the corner. Okay.
Well, you're kind of
hiding.
visible.
21. They're fine.
Yeah. You're. Let's see. Luckily, the green of your scales actually matches the patterns on the beads fairly well, so you're blending in pretty well here.
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff.
And you're watching Jimmy as he's talking to this guy. All right, so a little bit of information for you to pass on to whoever. The being just kind of stands there staring down. Answer. Right. So Flix wants you to Flick. Speak quicker. Of course. Sorry. Flix is here, and she wishes to let old Master Smoke know that the delivery is on for 2 days in Dragon's Rest, and she wants full payment. Information. More. Elaborate. They traveled through. Apparently there was issues, and they just needed a little extra time to get to where they're going, I guess. More information. Do you have it? Nah, not a whole lot more. I could. This is everything that's come through previously since we last met. He holds out kind of a scroll and hands it to him. It will be passed on. Kind of lurches backwards, kind of like hunching. It's like after hunching its back, leaning over Jimmy, it rends itself back. It almost seems to like pop a few vertebrae as the head sort of swings back, turns around, and starts walking shiftily out the door.
How tall was this person?
Probably about 6'3".
Tall guy.
Yeah, walks out the door.
Now, I heard some key phrases. Master Smoke.
Yeah.
So Flix is trying to do a job for Master for Smoke.
Yeah, or that might be a code name. That might be.
Oh, they'll use code names.
Yeah.
Doing a drop, but she's doing a drop for Master Smoke.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do I know the name Master Smoke?
Go ahead and give me a history check with advantage due to your criminal background.
11.
You do know that part of the criminal underworld has a lot to do with... basically, one of the newer runs had to do with narcotics. And there has been a somewhat blooming crime family coming out of that. You're thinking that this guy might have a lot to do with it. Maybe he's some form of alchemist.
Oh,
But this is a crew you never really got involved with too much. They seem to make a lot of like magical drugs and stuff like that.
Okay, not the Deadeyes. So. Alrighty.
Yeah, as far as you know, like maybe sometimes the Deadeyes for money and funding would run security for
These
operations
guys run
like
drugs,
this.
though.
Yeah, these guys make drugs.
Okay, these are drug dealers. All right. Asmo walks off down to the waiting area.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna find this interesting. I just found out. So, Flix,
Aye.
the contact you're heading into. We're heading into the, City Dragon's Rest. Who did you have us in mind running with to get into town? Away from scrupulous eyes.
There'll probably be a few ways. Either we take a couple of back roads, slink through the river like the old days, or perhaps we'll find our way with a traveling caravan.
Quite possibly. Are you running us? Would you be getting us passage, safe passage that is, with that gang that does the drugs?
I'm not giving passage to nothing except for my merchandise. All I gotta do is deliver it.
Yeah, but what about us? We're trying to get into the town and working with a bunch of drug dealers. I don't know. Shady bunch.
What are drugs?
Look,
What?
I'm like trying to in character or think of how to say it. My default response was a hell of a good time.
is that a legitimate question?
Well, yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's a substance that, depending on what it is, has certain effects. It's kind of like a little bit like liquor. It's not exactly good for you, but people do it because it makes them feel good.
What the heck is up with this all the time? Why do you keep doing this to yourselves? It's insane to me. I don't get this. I cross my arms angrily.
You're a strange lady.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
You just seem very sheltered.
Hey, she is. You didn't answer my question, though. Were you running us with the drug guys? What's their name?
Look.
I just want to know their goddamn name.
All right. They call themselves the Free Traders.
The Free Traders. Okay. Who are they connected with right now? Just want to make sure who we're running with.
Right now, the runners, they only contracted us to get them some supplies. Ingredients, I think.
The free traders contacted the runners for ingredients.
Aye. Who
Okay.
better to get it through? But this is sort
Alrighty.
of a don't ask, don't tell kind of situation. All
No,
I
I
want is
know.
my money.
I know how it is. I just want to know how hot the package is before I agree to travel with them.
If you want to make your own way in, that's fine by me. But if you help me go in and you run a little security with me, I could get you in on the cut.
What's the cut?
Hell, I'm due to make about 5,000 gold. I could probably cut you in at 20% of that.
You'd be so kind to part with 1,000 gold.
You can do quick math. I like that.
Oh yeah.
But I'd gladly
You
pass
want-
that
you
on
don't
to you.
want- you don't just want me. No, you're gonna want all three, aren't you? No offense, Gibling. I'm not counting you and Wallace.
None taken. Gibling not really won't stick around here too much know-how.
So 250 each is what you're saying.
Aye?
If we go on this run with you into the city, and I'm guessing what? Be your guards at the deal?
Basically just make sure that nothing goes wrong. But I am providing you transportation inward.
That's true. Let me go have a palaver over here with my compatriots 1 second.
Do what you must.
Aslo kind of like gestures everyone to come over into the corner of the room.
Then your wander's over.
Aye,
How
so
long?
you-
How long has it been since we snuck in?
You've probably been in here for like maybe 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
So your spell is starting to fade.
Oh no.
And
Oh,
you're back to
sad.
full T-wig form.
No. Yeah, well, it was fun while it lasted.
I should do that like once a day.
Yeah, but it has to recharge like me, I guess.
Okay, well, sound like you can't use it tomorrow. Anyways, you guys heard what I was talking about with Flicks, right? How you feeling? Taking a gauge of the room here.
As long as it gets us into Dragon's Rest, I don't care.
Oh, it will. Sounds like it's the fastest route, but we gotta do some bodyguard work. You know that thing where you stand behind someone making a deal? I don't think any of you would know that, but it's like a thing that happens a lot. You're just there to, like, pretty much, you're just there to be kind of like a piece that can be moved that no one, in a game no one wants to play.
So, like, checkers.
Yeah, except no one does it, except only one piece steps to the front, and then it steps back after the deal is done. That's the way it works. This, just so you know, T-Wig, this is a crime we would be doing.
I don't want to do a crime.
I know, but you might have to do like one, like just like a little crime.
It means we'll go to jail.
We've already been to jail. We broke out.
I
remember?
know. It was not a good time.
No,
You
it
got
wasn't.
punched in the gut.
You
I
did.
lost my
did
hands.
multiple times. It's like, just come on, just go one incy, just incy peensy little crime.
Oh,
250 gold.
Wolfgang.
I just want to get it into the city.
Okay, that's a tacit endorsement of my behavior. So
Denier.
I don't like the idea, but we have to get into the city. Plus, looking at it logistically, this would give us a new set of friends and a new set of resources to pull from.
be
Oh.
really fast and loose with the phrase "friends." There, Denier. No, these are going to be people we know of.
Okay, well, as long as we're not hurting anyone.
No, that's the point is we're supposed to be there to not hurt it, so no one gets hurt.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
security is. Yeah, security is meant to prevent. However, if something does happen, you gotta, like, defend yourself, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense.
There we go. That's how you make crime a little bit more palatable.
Gotcha.
Asmo wanders over to Flicks.
Y'all are in. $1,000 split 4 ways.
I like to hear that. Alright. So, now all we got to do is find our way through. I have my way. It's a little wet, but it's simple and it's safe. But if you wanted to go cruise around town and see if you could find a better way, I'm all for that too.
Wet. Are we like going underwater?
Through the water, really.
I should do some research then, and then we should rest.
What was that again, Dean? Sorry, you cut out a little bit on my end.
I'm going to do some research then, and then we should probably rest.
We probably should. That was, when you want to head out there, Flicks.
Well, we can head out whenever you're ready. I just want to be there in about 2 days.
How long is it going to take to get there?
Day and a half from here, depending on what part of the river we cross through. We could go further south and go across the lake, I suppose. Might shave a little time off that way if we decide to go by water. Have to avoid patrols, though.
I'm guessing you can do that.
I have my ways.
Don't we all? Alright, let's have a nap and let's head out.
Right, nobody
Unless
wants
anyone
to
else-
try to find additional ways through?
What's that?
Nobody wants to attempt to go out into town and find additional ways through, is what I'm hearing?
Wouldn't know where to start.
Go to town. Nobody's looked.
Okay. Well, Asmo's going to keep chatting with Flicks if someone else wants to go out and take a look.
I could go out. I do have polymorph, and I have a shift as well left.
Daenerys hesitant because he's pretty much like one of the most wanted out of the group.
Very true, although you're not sure how much news has traveled from Silver Rock to here. As far as anybody's aware, basically, there was an incident, but it's hard to say exactly how much they know of it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfgang will probably kind of T-Wig.
Daenerys going to stay, and he's going to scribe spells into his spell book. Real quick, before I do this, Daenerys holds up the 2 scrolls. Do any of you 3 need a copy of these?
Of what?
Dispel magic and blindness deafness.
I already have that first one in here. I don't think I have the other one though.
No.
No, I'm good.
Asmo, do you need a copy?
Do I?
That's up to you.
What? I'm good. Don't worry about it.
All right. Then Daenerys going to use up the scrolls, and he is going to scribe the 2 spells into a spell book using up the last of his components.
All right. Scribing spells from a scroll is a little bit more difficult because you're literally just taking the arcane runes that would allow you to immediately cast the spell rather than learning what makes the spell function.
Mm-hmm. I believe I have to make like an arcane check versus like 10 plus a spell level, I think. Or something along those lines.
Yeah, it's similar to how I was going to run it, but yeah, definitely run an arcane check.
Okay. Then Daenerys is going to focus on Dispel Magic first.
It's a
Given
level
that-
3 spell, I believe.
Yep.
Is that? Yeah.
And it is an abjuration spell, so it does take less time and less resources. 24.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
This is a spell that you're familiar enough with counterspell that the components and the nature of this spell make a lot of sense to you. Plus, it's within your school.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of able to figure out your way around it as you're taking your notes on it. It will take you the evening to really jot it down, though.
Okay. Then I will save the. I'll save blindness, deafness for another time.
All right. So T-Wig and Wolfgang wanted to head out into town.
Yeah.
All right, T-Wig, what are you going to polymorph yourself into?
First I'm gonna tell Wolfgang what I'm up to.
Wolfgang, if we're going into the water, I want to find a form that's really good at swimming. Do you think we could find like a fish market or something in this town?
Probably.
It's a river mill town, so you'd probably be able to find a fishmonger around here.
Okay, I'm gonna turn into a spider, okay?
Fair enough.
Just a little one.
All right, I will transform into a tiny spider.
All right, you're a tiny spider, and you crawl up onto Wolfgang's shoulder. Skitter, skitter, skitter.
All right, and I will walk to a market.
All right, you walk out the door. Have a good evening. Jimmy Allrights kind of waves to you with one of his right hands. And back out on the town, you're noticing a few things. Give me a perception check. And yes, I'm keeping T-Wig's in mind. Your passive is 21, right?
Yeah, passive is 21.
18.
Nice. Okay, as you're looking around the town, a couple of things catch your mind from your first visit here and subsequent visits. There's a lot of foot traffic kind of heading in the opposite direction, outwards towards the east and north. The inn is relatively full, which is nice because you actually have a place here to stay with Jimmy. And as you're looking around, you do see a familiar wagon from the Flanders Fairfeather Fair Trade Company. There's also several bands of what seem to be adventurers. Like these guys are like decked out as if they're from the Adventuring Guild, just looking like they're ready to go out for something at a tavern. Just kind of like laughing amongst themselves. And but yeah, you do notice that there are several like packed carts, like, you know, Oregon Trail caravan-esque carts that are like set to pack and move. Also, with an 18 and also T-Wig's passive, you notice a brown-cloaked individual just kind of sitting on a bench, head like completely rocked back. Asma, you didn't mention this character to anybody, did you?
No.
Yeah, I don't recall mentioning that. But yeah, this basically just looks like a guy in kind of like a burlap cloak, just kind of passed out on a bench, head reeled back, not too far away from the pawn shop as you're walking down the street here towards the riverside, which is off to the west.
Addict, probably.
I tilt my spider body in confusion.
With your passive perception, T-Wig, you notice that this guy's eyes are wide open and glassed over.
Can I do a medicine check to see if he's like been poisoned or if he's ill?
From this distance, it'd be a bit hard, but go ahead and roll it.
10.
From this distance, you're not noting a single amount of movement from him.
I'm gonna yank on Wolfgang's collar towards the guy.
Wolfgang, you feel like a tiny little like jab on your earlobe as what feels to be like a tiny little claws just like jiggling at your earlobe.
What?
Point my other leg towards the guy.
What about him?
I draw my leg across my spider neck and then play dead. And then flip back up and then do like a shrug motion.
You think he's dead?
Shrug motion.
I'll move just a little bit closer to the guy to get a better look at him.
All right, you get within about like 10 feet of him. And yeah, he's not moving like at all. Just eyes staring straight up into the sky. You can kind of make out the pale face of a either human or half-elf man. It's kind of hard to tell from here. He does have very sharp features. There's a little bit of stubble on his face, but it's very gaunt, like malnourished kind of gaunt. and his eyes are definitely kind of like glassed over.
Not blinking at all.
Not blinking, just staring straight ahead into the early evening sky.
He's sitting on like a bench or something.
Yep, sitting on a bench.
I'll kick the bench that he's sitting on, just right under his butt or something.
Yeah, you step forward, you nudge the bench, still no movement from him.
Now that we're closer, can I do another medicine check?
Yeah, if you want to hop down off Wolfgang, you can just like crawl on this guy and look at him. Go ahead.
All right. 14.
He's not breathing.
I immediately like beeline it back onto Wolfgang and like just start bapping his neck.
Boop. Yeah, you get a bunch of little spider boops on your neck.
What?
And I do the head like across the neck, falling backwards, like dead. Point, point, point.
I can see that.
Then I point at Wolfgang's face, do like an up motion, and then point to the body.
You want me to carry him?
I shake my head. I like wave my hand around as if magically.
You want me to revive him?
Nod, 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 nod.
I don't know how long he's been dead. I don't want to waste my spells. Besides, I can't. I'm out of energy. People just die sometimes. I can't save them all. I look over and are there any guards around here?
There's... Let me see. Alright, that's fairly fun. There's what seems to be kind of a adventurer sort, kind of taking a piss in an alleyway nearby.
Hey, P-boy.
Ah!
There's a dead guy over here.
Oh, shit. Kind of hoists himself and, like, does his pants up. Oh. This sort of half-orc-looking man looking at this, like, shit.
Yeah, it looks like he might have died in his sleep or something. Drug overdose, alcohol poisoning, something.
Wow, good on this guy. This looks like wisp shit.
Possibly.
Yeah, I heard about them. They's like passing messages around through ghosts or something.
Wait, what now?
Oh, the wisps. The whispers. The whispering wisps. Them's what's listening on everything and pass information around.
What I know about these whispering wisps?
Give me a history check, just in general.
18.
Nice.
With your family's entanglement with the law enforcement of Dragon's Rest, you've kind of heard passing tales from Jamat every now and again. The name does ring a bell in your mind that this is kind of a information broker class of criminal that would gather information and then sell it to the highest bidder as is necessary. That's what the Whispering Wisps do, and the reason they got their name is because apparently, like, the people that would be gathering the information would mysteriously die and just kind of, just basically die, and the information would get passed on somehow.
I'll cast Detect Magic.
You see, as you detect magic, you notice that this guy is wearing like a couple of things, like a magic ring, and his boots appear to be magic, but nothing on the gentleman seems to emanate any sort of magic.
I just do the thing where I put my two fingers to his carotid.
Testing for a pulse.
Yeah.
Medical with advantage, I guess.
Medical check. Haven't done one of these in a nat one.
Well, with advantage, that's an 11.
Oh.
Yeah, no pulse. He's definitely dead. And the body is cold. Like, it's been dead for, God, maybe even an hour.
What are the schools of magic on these, on his rings and his boots?
Ring seems to be abjuration. Boot seems to be transmutation. Best not to mess with that kind of crap, really. Ugh. I'm gonna go back to drinking. Boys and I are out getting a big pole tomorrow. Some bloke came up, he was talking at us, he was saying that there's some temple out there in the northeast, or northwest. He wanted us to help him, but fuck that, we're just gonna get it ourselves.
A temple in the northeast. For what?
Them tremors, they's been knocking shit around. Ah, fuck, I shouldn't be saying this. Stupid. Forget I said anything. Bye.
Alright, I'll leave this body alone then.
Can I take the ring off the finger?
Off of the...
Dead guy?
The dead guy didn't have anything on him.
Oh, the orc had a ring.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The orc was an adventurer. He had some magical shit on him.
I was about to say.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought the dead body had stuff on him.
No, as far as you can tell, this guy's just wearing a burlap, robe.
I'm gonna point to myself. I'm gonna smack Wolfgang's face to get his attention. Point to myself and then point toward the orc, and then do a skittering motion.
You want to follow him?
I shrug. And then I point to you.
I don't know if that temple will lead us to Dragon's Rest or what. So far, though.
From what you can tell, the temple he's talking about seems to be off in the opposite direction of where you're heading.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it might be a neat side quest later if you choose.
That's not priority right now.
I would nod.
Let's go find a fish.
I do two little arm legs excited up in the air like a peacock spider.
All right. As you're wandering through you pass you're walking by the outdoor tavern where the half orc is now sitting with who you're guessing to be his party. They're just having a laugh. The half orc just kind of looks at you and nods as you walk by. And you wander past. You see what seems to be a small market that's kind of closing up for the evening. There is a fishmonger here. It's out by an old mill by this river, a little south of the gate that would lead over the bridge. And also around this area, you do see a familiar pink flamingo Kenku man, or Arakakra man.
Oh my god.
Wearing a turban, and he's... beside him seem to be two half-ogre men. Guess he's upgraded security a little. I do like that one and that one. He's talking to a booth.
Alright, well, I'll walk up to some fish and I'll let T-Wig scan away.
Alright.
A bunch of river fish. You got some sockeye salmon here. You have not a lot of ocean fish. Bass. You got.
This is kind of a weird one. Any crocodile.
That would be a relatively rare treat, especially at a fishmonger. But with a nat 20, they somehow have it.
Fuck yes. Okay.
Holy
I will
shit.
scan a fish, and I will scan a crocodile.
All right. You have your choice of fish between bass, salmon.
Something aggressive, I think. How
about a gar?
Yeah, sure. I'll take that. I'll scan that.
Cool. An alligator gar and an alligator.
Nice. I am very happy. I pat Wolfgang's neck excitedly with my legs.
Pep, 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 pep. Just a happy little spider dancing around your shoulders as you're looking around. The fishmonger looks up to you. You'll be buying anything? We're closing here soon. They're still fresh, by the way, just because they've been out all day. We got them on ice. They're doing perfectly well. If you're looking for a good evening's meal, I could offer you any of our wares. We do have this fanciful alligator brought in by the, that gentleman over there. He is, apparently a trader in exotic meats and other things, apparently, he tells me. He points over to the flamingo man.
Intriguing. Well, I'll probably just keep it simple for the night. Get me, how much will 6 cod run me?
6 cod, they'll probably run you about 5 silver each. So 30 silver.
Okay, I hand him 30 silver, and I string the fishes over my back.
Yeah, he actually kind of like wraps them in like a bit of a paper for you, ties them up with a bit of twine, and hands them to you in a package. There you go, sir. That should keep them nice and fresh.
Thank you. Know where I could find some raw materials for crafting arrowheads or something?
Oh, shops are starting to close around these parts, but you might be able to get some over by the smith if he's still out there and not, well, drinking.
Drinking, huh?
Well, it's about that time.
Oh, so.
It's about to take some of my wares over there just to trade in for a few ales myself.
Well, you have yourself a good night then. I'll head over to the smith.
You as well, sir. Thank you for your patronage. He just sits there like, how the fuck am I going to sell an alligator? So you wander over to the smithy. The chimney has definitely gone dark. Roll to see. It's starting like the sun is another nat 20. You're fucking kidding me. Yeah, you managed to catch this guy as he's still cleaning up shop. Oh, hello. How can I help you? Billows are a little. They're dark for today, but I might be able to hook you up for something if you're just looking for anything that you're.
That's fine. I'm just looking for raw materials.
Ah, perfect. I have them. It's the cooked ones that you can't get right now.
Fair enough. You got any lead?
Lead? Oh, plenty of the stuff.
If I recall, how much did I get out of my last lead bar when I made bullets?
If I recall, every bullion I had, you could make upwards of, I think it was, I think like your best result would be 10 bullets, and a moderate success would have been 5.
Okay. How much would, how much would 10 ingots of lead get me?
10 ingots of lead, or how much, are you asking how much you would charge for it?
Yeah.
Oh, ingots of lead. Let's see. I could probably sell them to you for, I don't know, a silver apiece.
I'll take them.
All right. Pleasure doing business with you. Let me pack these up for you. He kind of sets them in like a cubic square, like a cube, and doesn't do much of a wrap job. Just kind of like hands you basically a box of lead.
Thank you kindly.
Pleasure doing business. I'm off to get drunk before the wife yells at me for getting drunk.
Well, have fun.
I will
Shit.
until I don't.
I shake my head. Just shake my head.
All right. No.
Sorry, you got hold on. You got a spider on your shoulder here.
Oh no, that's just a part of the coat. It's metal, you see.
I sit completely still.
Eyes must be playing tricks on me. Forgive me.
You're all right.
He wanders off after, like, continues to pack up his goods.
And I'll head back to the information broker.
The dead one?
Oh no,
Or
the
Jimmy Allright.
yeah, Mr. Right Hand Man.
Yeah. Jimmy Allright's All Right Pawn Shop, where the prices are adequate. You head in there. Oh, hi, you're back. Welcome back. Huh.
I skitter off of Wolfgang's shoulder and return back to my original form.
Wow! Ooh. Hello.
Oh, hey.
I don't think we've met before.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm the ninth one.
Oh yeah, they did mention that there was one more coming.
Yes, that's totally me.
Okay.
Wolfgang, the guy was dead.
What?
I shoo T-Wig into the back room.
Okay. Okay, bye. Yeah, you guys wander into the back where Flix is actually just kind of like napping in a hammock in a corner.
Nice.
And Asmo has been sitting, and Denier is just studying over a book and writing stuff down. Giblink on the meanwhile is just kind of sitting in the corner, or sitting across the table from Asmo, still holding a knife to Wallace's neck. It's funny, if I poke it harder, it makes him sweat.
Giblink, stop bullying. That's not fair.
It's not bullying!
It is.
Is this bullying?
Yes.
You lot look like you've been busy.
We haven't been, actually. We've accomplished essentially nothing.
Well, Denier looks like he's hard at work.
Yeah. I've almost got this spell miniature scribed down.
We're going for Flix's idea.
Oh, wonderful idea. I like it.
Although there is news of some sort of temple in the northeast, but it's not our main priority.
Is there stuff in there we can have as steal?
I don't know. Moreover, I don't care. A lot of adventurers in town recently. Saw a whole bunch of wagons in the marketplace, getting ready to head off somewhere. Don't know.
Well, that kind of makes sense, given that, there's no more raiders on the supply lines anymore. We
Again, just trying to feed family.
Oh, I'm not throwing any kind of argument towards you. We got you and your family taken care of.
Yeah. Giblink won't head back to them soon. Think you take Yumi for here?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Probably
Yumi,
best if you-
behave.
It's probably best if you stay in the Hexwoods for a good while.
Yeah. Head back to family. Need to tell them everything.
Do you need a ride?
Nah, Giblink make fine.
Okay,
Thank you.
anytime.
Giblink owe you. Giblink owe you all a lot. If you need Giblink, all you do is call. However you do that, Giblink don't know.
Just
We'll
slowly
keep that in
pan and
mind.
look towards Denier.
Keep
Just
that in mind.
Asmo shakes his hand.
Yeah, Giblink uncharacteristically sets the knife back in his belt. Wallace actually breathes like a sigh of relief for a moment as Giblink takes your hands and shakes it. All right, Yumi, be good. Giblink head out under cover of dark. That way nobody noticed Giblink. Giblink travel better in dark anyway.
Giblink, do you still have enough food that I gave you to get back?
Giblink will make do. Giblink have food you give, and Giblink have berry. He holds up the other good berry that was supposed to be for Wallace.
Oh, God damn it. Good, excellent.
Yeah, Giblink make use.
Good. Denier actually walks over. He kneels down in front of Giblink. And he actually pulls him into a hug.
You kind of get your crotch in Wallace's face as you lean over to hug Giblink on the papoose. So his face is being rubbed into the fabric of the Goliath sweat-soaked trench coat. And cat junk.
There's cat penis in my face.
Be careful, it's barbed.
You be careful now. All right, Gibling?
You too.
You take
Sound
care
like-
of your family, and you take care of Maggie.
Giblink will. And, you take care too. Sound like you heading into danger. You seem fine. Seem fine that a lot.
Yeah, it seems to find us more often than we find it, but good can come of it. We've saved a lot of people. And Daenerys smiles and he steps away from Giblink. And he goes back to his book.
All right. Go back to studying.
It's almost over, Wallace.
If you say so.
Just stay with
He's-
us.
He's kind of like rubbing his neck from where the knife was being held and like kind of unbuttons the coat as Giblink hops down off his back. Yeah, keep eye on him.
Of course.
I have some dinner for us as well.
What you got?
Cod.
Wolfgang produces the 6 cod he has.
Is there even a fire back here?
I mean, Jimmy Allright like kind of lives out of this place, so you could probably find a place to cook if you ask him.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for hooking us up.
Daenerys reaches into his bag and he sets a bag of black pepper and a bag of white pepper next to the cod.
Ah, spices.
That ought to help. Been holding on to those for a while.
Hard to stay in top shape on an empty stomach, so. And they were cheap.
Good. What else have you found out there? Anything?
Picked up some lead. Make some more bullets. Running out. Nothing else except found some weird dead guy on the street.
Yeah, there was a totally dead guy.
One
That's
of those whisper wisps or something.
Yeah, like wisps of some kind. They're like ghosts or something.
I'm gonna knowledge history about this. Nick.
History with advantage for you.
Yeah.
5.
Double 5.
Oof.
I will say, just due to your background, you do know about the wisps. In fact, you remember having a similar scene happen between Jimmy and the one that you saw earlier. It was like some weird dude in a cloak just kind of walked out and sat down on a bench. And like this was as you were like leaving, and then you came back later that day to, you know, sell some things. And that guy was still sitting there just dead as fuck, and some people were like packing him up and bringing him off to the mortuary. You asked Jimmy about it, and he said, don't mind that. It's just wisp stuff.
Oh shit, is that the same guy I remember from last time?
Probably
I
not.
look-
No, but like, what do I know about the wisps specifically?
Wolfgang,
With your history roll, not a whole lot.
That's another
Wha-
gang. They're all magic.
Yeah, that's about as much as you know, is that they're a gang, and that basically they're what is used for, you know, they're how information gets passed around.
Basically, that's about as much as I know. My family having ties to the royals, we were sort of in bed with the town guard, and we heard about them for a while. Jamot is the only way I know this. Apparently, they travel and they gather information, sell it to the underground.
So wait, are they actually like ghosts or are they like people?
I think they might be possessing corpses or something. Not quite sure, but
Does it lead back to he who must not be named?
I don't know. I don't like it either way.
Well, we get some goddamn rest then. We got a long trek ahead of us tomorrow.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so you guys find a way to prep your cod and eat it. I mean, you can eat it raw. Raw fish isn't bad for you, per se.
I doubt the fishmonger stuff is sushi grade fish.
Yeah.
Probably not. He has no way of testing it, but you don't know that either.
Probably safer to cook it.
And the entire party TPKs from Salmonella, except for
Ah.
2-Egg because he can't eat.
Or like salmonella.
Hey!
Okay, yeah, you guys eat the fish, except for T-Wig, who doesn't eat.
I would like to do something while they're eating, though.
Sure, what would you like to do?
I'd like to cast a spell.
Which spell?
Locate creature.
Okay. What creature are you hoping to locate?
A will-o-wisp.
Okay. Describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. Yeah, you would have seen some will-o-wisps out there in the overgrowth. Sense the direction of the creature's location as long as the creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know the direction of its movement. Within 1,000 feet. Okay. So as you're casting this, and you're looking specifically for a will-o-wisp,
Yeah.
you don't sense anything within 1,000 feet of your location.
Okay.
And as you guys dine, consume on your fish, and lower the light of the room, you kind of dim the lanterns and find comfortable places to kind of rest for the evening. Flix took one of the hammocks in the corner. There is a hammock below Flix's. And then there's a couple of overstuffed chairs that seem like people sleep in them a lot. And you can take some of the cushions off them and create a little futon, however you decide to wind down. You guys get some sleep, and we'll pick up after a break. All right, so as you guys are going to bed, basically, Gibbling kind of slinks out just after you guys feed, because it's getting dark and he knows he can hide in the shadows on his way out. And he slinks his way out, rolling a sleight of hand for him. Say 18 on the dice. Yeah, he steals a robe from Jimmy on the way out, and just kind of flees into the alleyways and starts. He has a notable kind of limp to his step, but he's still able to kind of like hobble jog due to the damage that Barristan did to him. And he's begins making his way back north towards the Fallwood.
Bye, Gibbling.
Eagle just comes up.
Ah!
Ah!
Carries him away. Nah! You never see him
invested
again.
in him.
But yeah, you guys you go to sleep, except T-Wig, who just kind of stands sentry.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And Flix actually awakens you guys while it's still dark outside. It would be probably the equivalent of like 4 a.m. All right, this will probably be a good time for us to go. It's still dark out. Nobody's going to be looking. Now you're realizing why she went to bed so early.
Flix.
Aye?
I have a surprise.
Ooh, what you got, love?
When we get to the water, I have a surprise.
Oh, I love surprises. Can't wait to see it.
I pretend to wink even though I have no eyelids.
Turn off one of the LEDs.
Yeah. One of your eyes, like kind of one of your eyes goes dark.
Close enough.
All right, so you guys get up and you begin. Basically, yeah, you get up and you get out of the shop. And it's still very dark, but you do notice there is some stirring on the streets. It's very rare, but there is looks to be some motions happening over by the tavern. Looks like a couple of people passed out over there.
Hey, Flix, are we sneaking?
Best not to draw too much attention.
Should I use a spell to help us, do you think?
What were you thinking?
Well, I have this spell that's super duper cool. It's called Pass Without a Trace.
Ooh, I love that one. Let's try that. I like it.
All right, I will cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us.
All right, and as you do, the morning kind of mist that's gathered around the area, it being kind of waterside, gets that way in the morning, especially in this slightly warmer climate. It begins to thicken a bit more, like almost Silent Hill-like, as you guys kind of creep into this thicker mist.
I rolled to seduce. I rolled to seduce Pyramid Head. No.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That's a nat 20.
Yeah, the mist thickens around you guys, and you can feel your feet kind of feel a little bit lighter on the dirt. Feels a little bit lighter on the step. Well, shall we? And she kind of points down river.
Okay.
You guys begin making your way that way. Yeah, not a whole lot of stirring going on in town, but do go ahead and make a stealth check, as there is a small guard patrol going on even this early.
Add a +10, everybody.
Yep, and add your
22?
plus 10.
Yay, I like that.
Oh!
That's still a 19.
Woo,
That's a
good.
36.
29.
36, 19, 22, 29. All right. Yeah, these guards are barely paying attention to anything. Like, you see two of them, and they're basically just playing a card game, just kind of like leaning up against a table. They are paying any mind to anybody. And you guys just kind of sneak down past and roll up toward the river.
It's okay. It was just a
Hello.
hiccup, Kurt.
Oh, it's good? All right, cool.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. The internet just hiccup for us a little bit. I think on the
Mhm.
Canadian end.
The whole Canadian internet.
Yes, the moose got out of their
Fucking like the
hamster
whole-
wheels.
No, it was for all of us. I think I heard
Was
it.
it for all you guys too? Okay.
Yeah, he was roboting for me a little bit. but
Oh,
it's
maybe
okay.
it was on my end then.
I've been
It's
having-
fine.
wanted
We
to-
understood you though, and it
Yeah, we
stopped,
totally
so.
got it. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, you guys have made it basically to the edge of town. You're down towards the more woodsy parts of the river. As you're making your way through here, you notice that there's like kind of a small shack coming up. You're thinking it's probably either somebody who works with like the lumber of the town or something or other. But they do have a small dock out front with a boat, and Flix just kind of motions towards that little rowboat that they have out front.
Oh, we're gonna go on a boat?
Yeah, that'll work for us pretty well.
Oh, maybe I didn't need to prepare my surprise then.
Well, if you find something, you may as well take it, right?
How stealthy do we want to be?
In the boat? Yeah, pretty stealthy. It's gonna be daylight in a few hours here.
How about no boat, and no one sees us on the surface?
Is this that surprise you were talking about?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'd love to see it now then.
It is called water breathing.
It's called what exactly?
I cast water breathing in my excitement.
How many people can you... Up to 10. Hot damn.
Yeah, 10 people. So
That's-
Wallace included.
Yeah, you all, like, taking a breath, I want you all to make a quick constitution check. Those of you that have lungs.
Soft 20.
They-
Nat 1.
Okay.
It does say
4.
they do retain their natural mode of respiration,
I know,
so they
I
can
know.
breathe on the surface too.
I know. I'm doing this for a specific reason. All right. Wolfgang and Denier, while you're attempting to breathe in, unconsciously you realize that you attempted to breathe in through what you now have gills on your neck, and you start panicking and start kind of almost hyperventilating a little as you were unaware that this was about to happen to you when T-Wig very enthusiastically cast this. Wallace is also really kind of panicking right now as you
That's all you
feel like
guys.
as you're
You
trying
are
to
all
breathe into
fish!
your neck. Yeah, Wallace, Denier, you're actually getting your gills clogged with your hair a little bit, and it's kind of tickling and making you choke a little.
Mm-hmm.
I bet these guys can't even hold their breath for 10 minutes.
I can't hold my breath at all.
Yeah, Asmo, as somebody who rarely has to breathe, you were able to kind of like hold this off, like, oh shit, I have gills.
Oh, that reminds me. It's been almost 10 minutes.
Yeah, you take a breath every 10 minutes. Just
big,
out of
deep
habit.
one. Just a big, deep one. Tired of yawning all the time.
You use
Asmo
that
starts
passive
pushing them
ability.
into the water. I'm
Let's
guessing
go,
they're
guys,
flopping
let's
around on
go.
land like fish.
Okay, Asmo, you shove Wallace into the water as he's like kind of convulsing, and he flops in there and he starts breathing naturally.
Jesus Christ. Do I need to kick you both in, or do you both understand how water breathing works now magically?
Now, Denier, you have a fear of water.
It's a light phobia due to the fact that Denier doesn't like to have his wet, and when it gets wet and dries out, he becomes all puffy.
Asmo grabs him by the hand and
Yeah,
just starts walking into the water.
Yeah,
and
he's
keeps walking.
currently convulsing on the floor as he's like coming to
Fine,
grips
I
with
drag
the
him
fact
by
that
the
he has
foot.
hair.
Can Asmo drag him by the foot to the
You
water?
can just roll him into the water
No, Asmo's gonna walk into the deep water. Just
casually. Shoom, shoom, shoom.
Just dragging the cat into the water.
Denier, your claws are like dragging on the dirt as you do so, but because of Pass Without a Trace, they're leaving no trail.
Just double clawing the ground, just being dragged in by the foot.
Do you want to know
Can't
the
make
best
a
thing about
sound.
this spell? It is not a concentration spell,
Yep.
and it lasts for 24 hours.
So you're gonna have gills for a bit.
Well, it doesn't say they have gills because that's alter self, but yeah, cosmetic, sure.
That's the way I play it. If you're breathing in water, you have gills.
You have gills.
We're
Otherwise-
merfolk now.
Otherwise, you have to panically inhale water, and I've seen that scene in Abyss. I don't want to deal with that.
No, fair enough. I'm just gonna like walk into water, like I'm just walking on the ground, just forward into the waves, eventually disappearing.
Flix walks over to the dock and like swan dives in. Whee! Sploosh.
Does that make me
And-
kind of a catfish now?
Yes, you are a catfish.
Yeah.
And Wolfgang, I'm guessing you go in. After
Yeah,
you-
Wolfgang,
after
as soon
getting
as he
over that
starts-
small panic.
He heard water breathing and then he started choking, so he just dived immediately into the water.
All right, you guys are in the river. It's really dark down here. Obviously, you're under the surface of the water. There's no sunlight right now. But you've never had this sensation of being submerged in liquid and being able to breathe. So it's kind of cool. You're kind of digging it.
Can we talk underwater?
No.
Oh yeah. Oh. Oh.
Well, I mean, you can't speak underwater. I mean, I
can
guess
talk.
you can, but it's very hard to communicate properly. Because, water. T-Wig probably can, because T-Wig doesn't actually have a voice box and just kind of generates vibrations.
You know what I love to do? Talk, like, all the time.
I sink though. That's the unfortunate thing. I can't really swim, so
Yeah, you're just walking on the bed of the river.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do because I can't swim. I have no propulsion in that sense.
I
Okay, not doing that again.
Denier snaps his fingers and makes his weasel disappear.
Yeah, it was just kind of swimming on the surface.
He went back to. Whenever you disappear a familiar, they have their own pocket dimension that they go to. So even when they're quote unquote killed, they're still spirits. So they go back to their pocket dimension to be resummoned.
Yeah, his is one of those Chuck Jones rabbit holes that has like a library and a living room.
I wanna. I'm gonna like jab at Wolfgang.
Wolfgang,
Mm.
do you have a light? You can make things glow, right?
Wolfgang nods.
T-Wig, you do notice since you're actually standing on the riverbed, everybody else is getting dragged down because you're on a river, and you actually have to kind of jog to keep up with them.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll try and keep up. I'll just do like a little jaunty jog, like moonwalking almost.
Yeah, the river gets a little bit quicker as you're going down it, but you're able to keep up for now. Just at your full move speed, full walk speed per round, you're kind of able to keep up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you note that, back to what you were saying to Wolfgang, he can cast a light if you do wish him to. Because it is kind of hard for you guys to see each other right now.
Even with dark vision?
With dark vision, it's a little easier, but you're still looking through water, which is moving and kicking up a bunch of stuff from the bed, especially as T-Wig's walking through it.
That's fair enough.
Oops.
I'll probably cast a light cantrip.
All right, what would you like to cast it on, or do you just want to hold like the ball of light?
I'll go for sort of like an anglerfish style, and I'll cast it on my eye patch.
All right, you have you do have one notable issue with that is that you are now blinding yourself in one eye.
I'll cast it on my forehead then.
There you go. Now you have like a little miner's helmet thing going.
She got a cat tail and just tied it to your, like, stuck it in your eye patch. You would have had like a little angler thing.
You
Yeah.
leave my tail alone.
But you guys begin swimming downriver as Flix kind of takes the lead and just kind of like points forward. She kind of knows the trail. But as you're going down this way, the water does start to pick up speed a little bit as you are going. And T-Wig, you're now kind of having to go into like a dash motion every round to keep up with everybody.
I will do
And-
so.
All right. And as
there
you...
Oh.
Sorry. What was that?
Are there any fish in this river?
With your passive perception, yes, there are fish. There are some of those sockeye salmon kind of swimming around in this part of the river that you
Okay.
saw at the fishmonger. And they're kind of like swimming upstream, kind of like spawn style.
Gotcha.
Every now and again, you do swim through a cloudier bit of water. You know, spawn water.
Fish babies.
Yep. Lots of fish babies and fish baby juice.
Ugh.
Yeah, you're swimming in that stuff. I mean, you're in a land of internal spring, so that
Oh
shit's
god,
happening.
it's in my gills.
You have inhaled the fish baby batter.
Oh god.
Jesus.
Fuck, I'm pregnant.
Oh
Oh
no.
my god, let's Google it. What if Wolfgang is pregnant?
What if he is porgnant?
Yeah, it says if you're
Am I-
pregnant, you have babe. I don't know what that
Am
means.
I
Um,
pregante?
Am I pregnant?
Oh god.
You do seem to be running into a bit of an issue, though, as Flix kind of like motions with her arms, like kind of like flapping them back. You're starting to come up to a little bit of a rapids situation, as they are now moving a little quicker than even you can sprint right now, T-Wig. And at this point, I guess that music doesn't want to work. That's fine, too. How about you? Ah, yeah. The river rapids are approaching as... That's a little too loud. As the rocks are becoming more noticeable, I need each of you to... each of you who does not have a swim speed to make me an athletics check.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear.
It was
Athletics
nice
check, you
knowing
said?
you guys.
Athletics.
21.
1.
16.
All right, T-Wig, the water at this point is pulling you as well, even on your boots. You're now feeling yourself getting kind of like pushed forward, and the slick surface of the riverbed, you can no longer keep your footing, and you slam into a rock.
Ow.
Bank.
And you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage for everybody that rolled below a 15. Wolfgang and Asmo, you're actually kind of nimble with this. You're able to kind of like swim and pull yourself out of the way, angling your tail which way you need to go. For this sake, yes, you have a tail. And Wolfgang, you're just powering, like paddling to get out of the way. Flix, meanwhile, is also able to kind of like spin her way away from a couple of these rocks as you guys continue to get pulled down river. And T-Wig, you now have basically no control and no footing as you are just being propelled forward.
Oh no.
Do I see this happening to poor T-Wig?
Right now, you are more focused on you not hitting the rocks than you are on your compatriots. Because they are coming at you hard and fast. In fact, I need you to make a dexterity check to weave your way through a series of them that are coming up. All of you.
All of us? Oh,
Yup.
God.
7.
Dexterity saving throw or just a dexterity check?
Dexterity saving throw. It's
Oh,
sorry.
goody, I get to re-roll that.
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll that saving throw.
Natural 20!
18.
16.
6.
All right, T-Wig, with your natural knowledge of nature, you find yourself, you basically stiffen yourself like a board and you angle yourself between these rocks as you, like, do your best impression of a serpent. Denier, after colliding with that last rock, you're able to kind of, like, push yourself away. You see these ones coming. You kind of, like, point your hands above your head and twist your way around a couple of them. Asmo, being a serpent, you're able to snake your way through these pretty easily. Meanwhile, Wolfgang, having just pushed himself away from one rock, concerned with the rest of his crew, looks behind him for a moment, only to realize, shit, there are a couple more of these coming up. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as one rock cracks at you, and your pelvis cracks off the other side. Jeez, Flix. Meanwhile, Flix dolphin jumps over them. As she just kind of kicks out of the water, flips over one, and dives back in. She's having a fun time.
Are there salmon that are holding up 10 cards?
Yes. Basically, you swim through a cloud of baby salmon juice that looks like the number 10.
Nice.
Yeah, they think so too. All right, and as you continue downward, these rocks are more and more. You're now running into more of these rocks. I need you each to make a choice between athletics check or acrobatics.
I'll take acrobatics.
I will take the 0 instead of the -1.
That sounds good.
7.
19!
15.
All right, Asmo, as you just slip through those two, you realize that the path you took might not have been the greatest, as you are now face to face with a very large rock. That
Oh
you
my god, a giant
slam,
rock.
Yeah. Oh no, a giant rock as you slam face first into it, taking 9 bludgeoning damage.
Fuck.
And Denier, you kind of get piled on with Asmo there. Taking a little bit less damage as Asmo kind of breaks your fall, so to speak. You take 5 bludgeoning damage. Meanwhile, T-Wig, with your agile ability and newfound aquatic prowess, you're able to kind of reach down, grab onto the riverbed, and initial D your way around this rock.
Yeah!
And Wolfgang, you just narrowly avoid it. As you manage to get a grip on T-Wig that's initial D'ing around, and you slide around the same rock with her. And Jesus. Okay, so Flix basically uses Asmo and Denier as a ramp, runs up and jumps over this rock as well.
We keep floating.
Yep, keeps going. And you guys now spinning in the water, keep tumbling down. The water's actually getting a little bit red as you come across 3 grizzly bears swimming in this water.
Oh shit!
That are feeding on this salmon.
I cast Speak with Animals.
You're underwater. This is going to be
Shit!
difficult, but you can still
no.
cast it.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals. Fuck it.
Okay, you cast Speak with Animals. Basically, you're just hearing a bunch of pass that one. Oh, another one. Kind of garbled in the water.
Cease your eating at this moment for maybe like 5 seconds, please, and thank you.
Roll stealth with disadvantage now, as these bears are taking notice of you guys.
All of us are
Well-
You still add the 10 for pass without a trace.
22.
All of you, by the way, roll this stealth as T-Wig has drawn this attention.
Fuck!
22.
22.
Disadvantage, but with
Nah.
plus 10.
Natural 14.
Natural.
Natural 1. Flix is very well hidden in the cloud of fish semen and blood. In fact, most of you are very well hidden. They're just kind of looking around. They do catch Wolfgang's forehead, however, as his lights. And the bears, T-Wig, you hear this from them. New meat! As they begin swimming towards Wolfgang, and they're each going to take a swipe at him.
No!
Wolfgang's fucking dead. Bears in a river.
First bear misses with his claw as another one's coming in. Oh, it's a nat 20. A nat 20 as this bear reaches down to try to bite you, and he manages to get you right around the neck. Plus 3. That is 14 points of piercing damage as this bear rends at your shoulder. Pulls away a bit of your shirts and a good chunk of your shoulder meat as the third bear is reaching down with its claw. That is a 16 to hit. Does that hit?
That'll
you?
hit. Yep, that hits.
All right. You take 5 slashing damage as its claw rakes its way around your back. And now it is significantly harder to see through this water as it is now very bloody. But the bears seem to have lost you guys and are now continuing to eat the salmon that are swimming upwards.
Do I see this as it happened?
You notice that the water got a lot thicker with blood, yes.
But I don't see Wolfgang.
As it stands, you and he are on the same plane, but with your passive perception, yes, you would have noticed this.
Okay. Oh, boy.
But there's little time to react as you turn your face back forward. With disadvantage now, I need each of you to make either acrobatics or athletics.
Fuck that. I activate Radiant Soul.
Okay, there you go.
Yep, I'm just flying above the water now.
All right, Wolfgang activates Radiant Soul, and you see those wings now creating a slash mark across the water as they excel out of his back. You can see kind of the fractaled skeleton of these radiant, loose, like, still transparent wings appear across him as he rises up and lifts out of the water and starts gliding up as the drips of blood keep pouring down. But for the rest of you, unless you have a spell or spell-like ability you wish to use, athletics or acrobatics at disadvantage.
6.
Athletics at disadvantage as well?
Athletics or acrobatics at disadvantage. This is just reaction time. You're not able to see the rocks as quickly coming up because of all the blood.
So both of them are at disadvantage then?
Yes, either of them are at disadvantage, but you get to choose which one you roll.
I will take the nat 1.
Okay.
I will turn into a quipper and become a fish and become much smaller.
All right, you have a swim speed, which means you will be able to react quicker. You no longer have disadvantage.
Okay. 17, thank God.
Okay. Flick's got a nat 20 and then a 15, so she barely passes. Agile little girl she is. Meanwhile, Denier, as you look up, this blood is kind of getting in your eyes and clouding you, and you slam into another rock, taking 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Asmo, this stuff is like super in your eyes to the point that you actually have to close them, and by the time you open them, there is a very sharp and pointed rock coming right at you.
I quickly turn Denier so he goes into it instead.
Well, unfortunately, he's hitting a different rock right now.
Damn it!
You take 11 points of piercing damage as this thing jabs you right in the shoulder. And you go into a ridiculous spin as the water begins to slow down. Wolfgang, as you're flying above this, you're noticing everybody just clattering against these rocks. And you see that they're heading towards a small waterfall.
Oh,
So you have Wolfgang. You have 1 round to try to warn them or help them avert this.
Oh, shite.
I have an idea, but it all depends on what happens next. Okay.
I have an idea too.
All right, Wolfgang, what are you going to do? You have the initiative here as they each, except for T-Wig, who very nimbly as a small fish swam between these rocks. You did? Did you transform into an animal? Is what I heard.
Yeah, I turned into a fish.
Okay.
Essentially a quipper for stats if you need it.
All right. Wolfgang, your call.
Well, I'm reading a spell description right now.
Okay. Good timing.
Okay. All right, that should be able to work. I'm going to try and fly ahead of them.
You'll at your fly speed, you'll be able to.
Yeah, I fly ahead of them, and is like the bottom of the is the bottom of the river visible?
It's fairly opaque due to the blood and the additional blood from your companions that have been getting hit against rocks. I'll say that it's kind of like bubbling over, and with like the refraction from the now dawning sun, it's kind of, well, I guess there's pink on the horizon basically, but with the dark night sky and the blood in the water and the waves, you'd have to roll a perception check for me to really get a glimpse in there. Unless, actually no, there is a way around that would allow you to see them pretty clearly. But otherwise, it's a perception check.
Okay, I have a little bag of sand in my inventory.
Okay.
I'm going to cast prestidigitation on the bag to where it says in bright hunter's orange letters, waterfall ahead, and I'm going to toss it ahead of them.
Just a big sandbag?
Yeah, and just in hopes that they see it.
All right. These waters, since this roll is at disadvantage for anybody that's making a perception check on it because of the thick water, T-Wig, you will have to roll an actual perception check for this, but you don't take disadvantage due to your naturally high perception.
Okay.
So we take perception checks then.
20.
Yes. Everybody else is at disadvantage, though.
That one!
All right, Denir and Asmo, you don't notice this. T-Wig, you do see it. However, you are a fish and are unable to communicate.
I will jettison my fish body out of the air. I will full on free willy leap out of the air as a fish, as a salmon.
Okay.
Drop my form bonus action, conjure animals, 2 giant eagles. And tell them to catch Asmo and Denir as they fall, and I land back in the water in my true form.
Okay, so you do like a giant free willy jump. Boom! You're now T-Wig again, doing T-pose in the air as 2 eagles fly out to greet you.
And I land back in the water, and I wait, and I give them those
I imagine
orders.
they just grab you by the arms.
Well, that's what they're going to be doing for you. All right.
I crash back into the water.
All right. Well, now that you're in the water, they have their instructions. I need you and Flix to make an athletics check to push yourself far enough away to not crash in the rocks below.
Oh, I'm gonna have one of the eagles go for Flix too, because she's a small creature.
Okay.
Yeah. And Wallace as well. So one eagle will take 2 people, and the other eagle will take the other people, which is why I can't take the eagles.
Yeah, Wallace has been having a bad time of this, by the way. He's been kind of taking up the rear as he's been getting smashed by most of these rocks.
Oh, buddy.
Okay, so the eagles can each
passion of
carry
the
2
Wallace.
medium creatures each, or...
They're large, so yeah,
Oh,
they
they
should be
can-
able to... Yeah.
I'd have to check their carrying capacity, but I'll believe you for right now on this one.
They're pretty strong too as well, so...
I will say they will at least be able to slow their descent significantly.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and make an athletics check for me then, T-Wig.
Bye, lads. 15. Not terrible.
That's not bad. As you dart yourself out, you know you got to pick up as much speed as possible to get out in front of this. You kick yourself off a rock. And as you're flying down, you realize it just wasn't quite enough as you cascade down this 20-foot fall. And careen onto the rocks below. The rest of you see this as two birds come out and grab each of you. One bird grabs Denier, one bird grabs Asmo and Flix, and then the other bird, and then the bird that grabbed Denier, Wallace's limp body lands on top of him. You're not sure if he's alive right now. All you know is you hear a on top of the bird, and it sinks a little bit quicker. But you two and Wolfgang watch as T-Wig clatters into the rocks below. T-Wig, you take 10 fall damage and 11, 16 bludgeoning damage from the rocks.
So 10 fall damage.
Yeah, 10 fall damage and
16.
Yeah, 16
Bludgeoning?
bludgeoning damage from the rocks.
That's 26. What's half of 26?
13.
13. I have to make a concentration check. I am still alive. Barely.
Tongue. You landed like the Family Guy landing, by the way.
Okay, they're good. Eagles are
Wow.
still up. I kept my
Yeah.
concentration.
And the eagles basically, I'm going to play it that they're basically giving you like feather fall down to the river's edge below.
I just... Is it gentle water after that?
Yeah, you're now you're kind of being pushed out, but it's gentle water enough that you kind of like, if you weren't kind of tangled on these rocks, you'd sink to the bottom of this relatively calm lake.
I'm just gonna lie down for a little bit.
T-Wig.
Flix lets go of the eagle's claw, which he was just hanging on to, drops down to the beach below. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Would have been a little bit safer with a boat, maybe, but fun enough as it was. Yeah, Aspo, you just kind of Family Guy flop.
Good thing it with the birds. Good thing.
Asma falls over.
Denier, you get let go onto the beach, and the bird slumps Wallace down onto the ground. He's unconscious and bleeding out of parts of him. Looks like he has a bear claw mark across his back as well.
Oh no!
We might need a medic over here.
That was the worst episode of
Wolfgang, I'm guessing you fly down.
Yeah, I fly down, clutching my open jugular vein now.
Yeah.
Wait, whose idea was it?
Coughing up water still.
Whose idea was it to not take the boat?
It was mine.
Damn it, T-Wig.
T-Wig says from over by the waterfall. All you're hearing right now is like the crashing of water from the fall and the ting 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 scattering off of T-Wig's metal body.
Next time, we marvel the miracle of technology.
I'll admit, this was a
boat!
bit fun, though.
Tell that to Wallace. Is he dead? Did we lose our star witness?
I'll cast Healing Hands on Wallace. He regains 4 hit points.
That is enough to stabilize him. He comes back. Don't eat me!
No way.
We're alive!
We still have food.
We're alive. Wolfgang collapses.
As the sun begins to peek over the mountains. Or over
This
the...
kinda-
yeah.
This kind of crap is why I hate water.
All right. So basically, I'm guessing at some point, T-Wig, you crawl over to everybody else.
No, I'm just gonna stay under the waterfall for a
Okay.
little while.
T-Wig's just chilling under the waterfall.
Asmo just sits up from where he's lying down on the ground beside everybody. That doing anything for you there, T-Wig? Hey, T-Wig.
I try and feel around me, I guess. Just for a moment.
Anything in particular? Like, are you reaching out with your feelings, like the force, or are you just feeling the rocks around you?
The force.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a wisdom check.
Connor, you're making this so much less cool than it is. 18.
You can feel the serene waters around you as the water drips off your face. You, oddly enough, remember this feeling. It was from a time very long ago. You were just sitting under a tree and you had like some dew from it after a very long rainstorm was slowly dripping on you as you were waking up. You're not sure, but this might actually be one of your first memories. And you look down and you see a kind of a green-skinned man that had like leaves and foliage for hair, speaking to you in an indistinct language, words that you can't remember. In your head, it just sounds like
Sims talk.
Kinda. You feel around the lake, and you remember sitting out on kind of a very sunny glen that was had a very large lake by it, watching some very large fish jumping out of it on a very serene day. As you'd look over and you'd see a few deer drinking from the pond and a couple of their babies getting scared by the large fish jumping out and wandering back as they cower behind their mothers. And then eventually getting brave enough to go back to drinking as the fish swam and played. It was a calmer time for you.
I slowly stand up. Kind of brush myself up. Not to actually get water off, but just trying to imitate humans.
Yeah, you brush off some of like the leafy frills that are around your collar, and they drain out as you do, draining down your arm.
I walk over and rejoin the party, but I bow my head. Very, like, substantially, I bow my head in front of my companions.
Yeah, you climb off the rocks of the waterfall, and there's like about a 5-foot drop, so your head's just showing above the water. And you slowly, like, Principal Skinner style, walk out of the water.
Yeah.
And rejoin the group as they're licking their wounds from the rocks, as Flix is just kind of sitting back and letting everybody rest.
I bow my head to the party.
I would like to apologize for what I did.
Oh, you got nothing to apologize for, frankly. The boat probably would have broke at some point anyway.
Still, it was a bit reckless and I got a little too excited. I thought about more of what would be interesting than what would be safe, and I'm sorry.
Well, damn sure it was interesting, I'll give you that.
That boat wouldn't have lasted through the rapids. Then it would have dumped us in the water, and the shock, some of us wouldn't have survived it. You had a smart plan, T-Wig. Even if you regret what happened, none of us knew that there were going to be rapids, let alone a waterfall. And as Nir's saying this, he's drying himself off, and as he prestidigitations his fur just poofs out.
I agree with the fluffy Kingslayer over here, she says, like Flick says as she hands you a red vial. Seems to be a healing potion.
Much appreciated.
She has one additional one. Who got the most fucked up here?
Me!
It's either Wolfgang or Asmo. Or T-Wig. I guess all of you
Wallace!
probably had.
Yeah,
Wallace is stable.
Back up.
Wallace is stable. Fuck him.
Wallace has a Wallace
Am I
has
the
a pulse.
only one who cares about Wallace?
Maybe.
Like,
I healed him.
I'm a little objective because I have to play as Wallace, but basically she hands out some. She has one additional healing potion. Who among you wants it the most?
Wolfgang is grabbing for it.
All right, Wolfgang reaches for it. He gets it. 2d4 plus 2. Feel free to heal yourselves. You're bleeding. Heal yourself.
Denier hands his over to Asmo and slips over to T-Wig and begins casting Mending to try to recover any wounds that T-Wig has.
Yeah, T-Wig has a notable chunk of dents around the leg area from where she crashed onto from where T-Wig crashed onto the rocks.
I'm going to try to see if Mending helps with the cracks or breaks or general repair work.
All right, go ahead and cast Mending, and then give me a... what level would you like to cast? It's a cantrip, right?
It is a cantrip, yes.
Yeah, so you can't add levels to it. Go ahead and give me a Arcana check as you're doing so.
Okie doke. 17.
As you're doing so, you're doing a pretty good job of it. Obviously, it would take some actual physical buffing to really get some of the scrapes and imperfections out of it. But the way you are mending it, it appears not quite brand new, but it definitely looks like it's slightly used is how I would mark it on eBay.
Oh, thank you, Dania. This is good.
You look after us, we look after you. You're part of the pack, after all.
And as the sorry.
Yeah, kind of a bit of a liability part, but, I appreciate it all the same. I will try and do better for next time.
The way I like to see it is everybody out there is just a liability for everybody else, but that doesn't mean they can't be helpful. Whenever you rely on somebody else, you're always putting a little bit into their hands.
I guess that's true.
But if you have this many people that are willing to rely on you, you should kind of take that to heart as well, I suppose.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, she says this as each of you take a little bit of time to rest. Who are you casting that on?
On myself.
Yeah, basically you start to glow and a bunch of your other buffs appear to be, disappearing. You're stretching out and you're starting to feel a bit more limber as you cast healing on yourself or cure wounds for looks like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sun begins to rise and you can see it gleaming off of Platinum Peak, and you can see the farmlands just across from where you are, across the lake. And it looks like with this path, all you have to do is get across this lake, and you'll be at Dragon's Rest within, maybe even just half a day's swim.
And we
You're
still
almost
have water
back,
breathing.
Then all you got to do is figure out what to do from there. But for now, you're going to take this time to rest, and we'll pick up next time.